Hello, students. I welcome you all. In this class, you will learn a new topic, and the topic falls under the poetry section. Friends, as you know, William Wordsworth, a great romantic and nature poet, defined poetry in a very beautiful way. The definition given by William Wordsworth has been acknowledged throughout the world for centuries together. According to Wordsworth, poetry is nothing but a spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings in tranquil state of mind. Wordsworth believed that poetry should come from within very naturally and spontaneously. There should not be any deliberate effort at all. Until and unless you have the poetic sensibility blessed by the nature, you will never get any creative concept or an idea to be cherished as a poem. But friends, you also need to know the stand of a modern critic named T.S. Eliot. Whatever is said by William Wordsworth is straightaway denounced by T.S. Eliot. And T.S. Eliot said in his essay, Tradition and Individual Talent, and strongly promoted that poetry is not at all a spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings, but on the contrary, poetry is a deliberate activity and can be performed in a library by sitting for hours together after going through a books of poetry or the anthologies of poetry. You can write of your own. So these two definitions of poetry are the two different poles, I would say. But anyway, fundamentally, as a student of literature, you are expected to know about what exactly you mean to say by poetry. Now, I told you both the stands. One says poetry is a spontaneous overflow, and the other says poetry can be done deliberately. It is not a natural overflow of emotions and feelings. And we are not getting into the theoretical concerns of this particular field of literature. Now, I would like to let you know the poet and the sonnet written by William Shakespeare that we are going to learn as a part of our syllabus. In the textbook, you come across Unit 3, which is titled as Poetry section. And you are expected to learn 2 different poems under this unit. The first poem which is introduced in the text is My Mistress' Eyes Are Nothing Like the Sun, written by William Shakespeare. I think I need not really introduce William Shakespeare as a literary figure. He is the most acknowledged man or a literary figure throughout the world. The greatest ever dramatist, the author of 4 great tragedies in the world, and the poet of innumerable poems going to his credit. But anyway, as a part of our curriculum, we need to know about the poem or the sonnet that we are going to learn, titled as My Mistress' Eyes Are Nothing Like the Sun, written by William Shakespeare. First of all, I will let you know the general introduction to the poem, and later we will talk about William Shakespeare as a dramatist and a poet. This poem, which is titled as My Mistress' Eyes Are Nothing Like the Sun, is one of the most popular sonnets out of the 154 sonnets written by William Shakespeare. Now, you could measure the huge contributions made by William Shakespeare to the realm of poetry, more particularly to the realm of sonnet writing. The present poem is actually a sonnet written by William Shakespeare, and as far as the sonnets written by William Shakespeare are concerned, they are 154 in number. I mean to say, the total number of sonnets written by William Shakespeare are 154. And today in this class, you are going to learn one of the sonnets written by William Shakespeare. And of course, it is picked up from the list of 154 sonnets by Shakespeare. The sonnets of William Shakespeare were published in 1609, apparently without the author's permission. Actually, no one can publish anything without the consent of the author. But we are talking about the 16th and 17th century, more particularly 17th century, the first decade. William Shakespeare, being the author of all these poems, even did not know when the publication took place, and it is said that in 1609 his sonnets were first published without his consent and permission. They do not have the titles, and they were usually known by the numbers given to them or by their first lines. Now you see here, if at all a poet is going to publish any poem, of course the poem will have its specified title, apt and suggestive title. But if you see the sequence of sonnets published in 1609, they are neither having any titles, and the poet was also not probably credited for that, because he himself did not know about the publication. So, the poems published without his permission do not have the titles On the other hand, they were known by the numbers given to them. So as I said, 154 sonnets were written by William Shakespeare. So sonnet 1, sonnet 2, sonnet 3, likewise up to sonnet 154, the last. So this is how the coding was done instead of giving any titles. But later on, most of the people started using the first line as the title. As we are going to learn one of them, which is titled as My Mistress' Eyes Are Nothing Like the Sun. Actually, this is the first line of the sonnet that we are going to learn. This is not a title specified by the poet himself. So these sonnets are addressed actually to a fair youth, a dark lady, and a rival poet. Now you see how the segregation of all these 54 sonnets can be done. 154 sonnets are addressed to somebody else. Who are they? Most of the sonnets are addressed to a fair youth called Mr. W.H. A dark lady, nobody knows who was that dark lady, assumed by William Shakespeare. And there are a few sonnets, a couple of sonnets addressed to a rival poet, and all these sonnets were written by William Shakespeare. The present sonnet that we are going to learn is titled as My Mistress' Eyes Are Nothing Like the Sun. And this one is addressed to the dark lady, who is an unknown person till date. Nobody knows. The actual assumption of William Shakespeare while writing these poems addressing to the dark lady. The present sonnet, My Mistress' Eyes Are Nothing Like the Sun, is about the dark lady, who is an unknown person, but considered by William Shakespeare as his beloved. During those times, it was customary to write poems in the praise of one's beloved. Most of the poets compared their beloved to numerous beautiful things in the nature. See now. Probably while writing all these sonnets, William Shakespeare followed the contemporary custom of other poets as well, those who were writing or those who have written sonnets of this kind. So the beloved was considered to be the center, and all the poems were addressed to the beloved of the respective poet. So maybe William Shakespeare followed the same track. He also wrote a few poems or few sonnets addressing to his beloved called A Dark Lady. Most of the poets compared their beloved to numerous beautiful things in the nature. In this poem, William Shakespeare ridicules such love poems. But now you see here, of course, it seems that William Shakespeare followed some customary order of the contemporary time, but he did not follow it as it was. Probably he twisted it. The contemporary poets were addressing the poems or sonnets to their beloveds, and they used to compare innumerable beautiful things scattered in the nature, and they used to compare with the beauty of the beloved. But William Shakespeare did not follow this kind of custom of writing. On the contrary, William Shakespeare ridicules such love poems. Now you see, in the structural point of view, when you look at the poems written by William Shakespeare, one more structural change you will find. The first change already I told you, that he did not follow the custom of writing and comparing the beautiful things in the nature with the beauty of the beloved. On the contrary, he ridiculed such love poems. And the structural change that he brought in writing sonnet is, he totally changed the structure of the entire sonnet. The traditional Petrarchan sonnets have the simple division into two stanzas, octave and sustain. Octave means a stanza of 8 lines, and sustain means the stanza of 6 lines. 8 plus 6 is equal to 14. So you will find 14 lines in a sonnet. But if you study the Shakespearean sonnets, which are also labeled as English sonnets, you will find that William Shakespeare has changed the structure of the sonnets. As I said, the form of a sonnet means a poem of 14 lines is the most suitable for making short comments. It was also followed by William Shakespeare as it is. And of course, this sonnet form is a superior form in its technique and mode of expression compared to the other forms of writing poetry. But when you get into the details of Shakespearean sonnets, you will find that Shakespearean sonnets are also known as English sonnets, as I said. Though he followed the general style of traditional sonnet, he introduced new themes in his sonnets, number one. Number two, he changed the structure of the sonnets. Instead of adhering to the Petrarchan structure of sonnet writing, that is octave and sustain, he made the division of sonnets, that is all these 14 lines, into 4 different stanzas. You have 3 stanzas of 4 lines each, followed by a couplet of 2 lines. It means these are written in 3 quatrains. Quatrain means 4 lines stanza. And a couplet means a pair of lines, 2 lines stanza. So these were written in 3 quatrains and a couplet with the rhyme scheme of ABAB, CDCD, EFEF and GG. This was the rhyming pattern or the rhyming structure adopted by William Shakespeare while writing his sonnets. And he has written 154 sonnets in all total. And we are going to learn one of them, which is titled as My Mistress' Eyes Are Nothing Like the Sun. So this is the general introduction to the sonnet that we are going to learn in the course of time. Now I would like to talk in brief about the poet, that is William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare was born in 1564 and died in 1616. He is regarded as the world's most prolific original dramatist and a poet. William Shakespeare is regarded by the world as the greatest English dramatist and poet. He was an actor and a stockholder of the drama company, performing different plays in London. There are 37 plays 154 sonnets, and a few more different poems going to his credit. Of all the English writers, Shakespeare has the greatest recognition as a dramatist as well as a poet. And that is because of his writings, which have a universal appeal and value even today. He dealt with a variety of themes and subjects in his plays. Actually, he has written different types of plays like comedies, tragedies, tragicomedies, historical plays, and so on. So he was born in a rural area called Stratford upon Avon. Stratford is the name of a village. Today it may be a big city, and that is located on the bank of the river named Avon. And that's why he is also called the Bard of Avon. So he was born in a rural area called Stratford upon Avon, and later came to London as a common man in 1588 to start his career as an actor. In fact, he wanted to be an actor, but he became the greatest ever dramatist in the world even today. He lived and worked in London from that time till 1612. Hamlet, Macbeth, Othello, and King Lear are the greatest tragedies in the world, and they are written by William Shakespeare. During this time, he achieved great name and fame as a dramatist and a poet, and he is titled as the national poet of England, and his literature has been translated in almost all languages of the world. So you are going to learn a poetic contribution by a genuine, original, prolific writer and a poet named William Shakespeare. And I can assure you that once I start teaching you this poem, titled as My Mistress' Eyes Are Nothing Like the Sun, you will definitely enjoy it. So you need to wait for some time. I'll begin with the poem, the text of the poem, in my next class. So let us have some patience and join the class tomorrow so that you will be able to learn the sonnet written by William Shakespeare, My Mistress' Eyes Are Nothing Like the Sun. So thank you very much for your patient listening. See you tomorrow.